Hi-oh, beaver! Away!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to KritzKast here. We're gonna be casting UGC EUHL Platinum Season 25. We're already at 25 seasons as Week 7 between Suffocating, Rubber Rabbits, and Xenon. My name is Jake. Today with me is none other than Princess DVS.
Hello.
His second debut, I do believe, or have you had debuts before? It's the first time with us, at least. So, how are you doing, DVS? How is your day treating you?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great. Getting to cast with my favorite set of buddies here on KritzKast. Looking at Vigil today, which is a map which I'm not a huge fan of, but it's been getting more popular in the recent seasons. It's going to be a really interesting matchup between Xenon and the Masters team. These teams have always been like super close to each other, even when I was making on either side. Like matches have always been super close. I think it's going to be a real good game today. Should be interesting.
Because we have a few players here that we know from before. We've casted them before on various teams, and this time some of them are playing together. And I'm mostly talking here about Jedi Flamaster. He's quite established Pyromane, been playing quite a while as well. And Stingin, but I'm not sure. He is probably murking today as far as I know.
Yeah, Stingin seems like I don't see him on the roster. He should be doing just fine on Sniper. Against Vinny, though, he's been improving massively the last few years. I remember when he was just starting out, like playing open and mid Highlander and stuff. He's improved greatly since, so it should be an interesting matchup between Stingan and Vinny if he is on Sniper, which I do believe he is. Jedi Flamaster has a lot of cheeky strats as well. I'm looking forward to see him. I want to see him probably utilizing the drop down in first. You know, I feel like he could do a lot of cool flanks on this map, especially with the wide flanks during the third and fourth points.
Well, we have a few more names here that I need to point out. First of all, it's Chemo. I remember him from last season, actually, UGC, and he's been absolutely killing on the flank. The scout that he's playing, kind of aggressive playstyle, just kind of all by himself against a few people. Something definitely I'll be looking forward to on this map, as it is kind of choke point heavy, but it also allows for people to maybe sneak behind the enemy lines and cause some damage. I'm really gonna be looking forward to seeing this guy play on the scout class. Obviously, Deep Fried Monkey is also one of the people I remember from back in the day. He's been playing them for as far as I remember as well. So those are pretty big names so far when it comes to UGC here for the Xenon team. When you look for Rubber Rabbits, Suffocating Rubber Rabbits, I'm not sure. Who should we really follow here? Yes. What do you think?
Well, the thing about Masters teams, he always finds really, decent players and makes them work amazingly together. For example, Dragon Slayer 72, I believe he's either going to be playing Medic or Demo. Either way, it's amazing to see his process. I remember playing with him on a team in Season 11, I think. And me and him, we just had this amazing cohesion, and he's just a really smart gamer. And it's going to be really cool to see that. Sage Luke as well should be... Yeah, he's on Demo probably. He hits massive pipes and stuff, and has some really aggressive plays at times. As well as Vinny's going to hit some insane shots, I can tell you now, with the fun sightlines you have on this map. That's what Highlander needs, is sightlines. So Vinny's going to be utilizing those very well, I feel.
Yeah, because we've been kind of going over this map before we went live, and definitely it is noticeable that this map is very choke point heavy, and there's a certain amount of chokes that you can hold. And what you said before is that if you hold those choke points, like 2 of them on certain points, you basically stop the entire movement on the enemy team.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's like when you're pushing first to second, then if you have a sniper on top and you have just the combo spamming the top and the flank watching tunnel and your pyro just giving a bit of attention to the right side, it's basically unbreakable unless you take one of those elements out. It's a very it's very teamwork heavy, this map, I feel, to hold it. But pushing it isn't as easy either. Like on first point, just coming out right side, it can be a bit difficult if you have a pyro ready there just to blast the entire team off as soon as you Uber.
But yeah, I actually noticed this part here. It's connected with the track, but I don't think the cart goes up there. But it could be quite dangerous if you let a pyro through. And we've been seeing pyros being a lot more aggressive these days. Usually we had those two types of pyros back in the day, where you had the combo pyro who was just spy checking all the time, deflecting all the rockets, and then you had the Steve kind of pyro who just goes in and just doesn't care, just tries to get as much damage as possible. And yesterday we've been watching Wiethoofd doing an amazing job there on Gollywash, where he was basically capping the point, and he was the sole reason why by that team, and that team being my memory escapes me. Wiethoofd, help me out. That was Fela Esports. Just absolutely amazingly destroyed that offense and defense of Open Squad. So definitely looking forward to some environmental kills for sure. I don't think a map with environmental kill possibility is a good idea, but at the same time, it's always interesting to see if a guy gets that air blast out down the enemies.
Yeah, I mean, the last couple times I marked, like when we were defending on first, you see how they're holding on the left side there. I know you haven't played this map yet. Then you just have where the tele exit is right now. You have just the pyro waiting there, and if they Uber on attack out to the left side like they're supposed, you can get environmental kills there super easy as pyro. I've had it done, like I've had the Vclox do it, I've had the Sacrilege do it. Whenever I marked, like a lot of people just use that corner on the first point, and that could determine whether or not the push goes on to succeed on the first point. Environmental kills, I'm not the biggest fan of it.
I don't think anyone is.
Yeah, but after they rework the air blast a bit, now that you can actually strafe a bit, it does make it slightly better. But new pyro is interesting.
Do you think that the quick fix will be a thing in this game as well, due to this environmental kill thing? You think maybe the blue team will push to the side with the quick fix as to not get blasted off and catch the enemy off guard? Do you think that could be something that people could use in order to go from that angle that no one expects them to go through, just to get that, surprise?
You know what? I wouldn't even be surprised, because Deep Fried Monkey and Tira, they like to mess around. Like Deep Fried Monkey uses all kinds of funny weapon combinations, and I'm sure he asks his teams to use all kinds of gimmicks as well. So it wouldn't be surprising.
Well,
we could actually see it, like...
We're slowly getting ready as both teams ready up. We finally hear live 40 seconds of setup, well, to go. As you said, DVS, they're setting up on the cliffside here, with the center being a little bit out there, actually, protecting that launch box on the side, and giving a little bit of protection from that wall. At the same time, there's the dispenser and a teleporter set up and running, just so the team can get reinforcements out, as the spawn is quite far away as far as I'm concerned here.
The spawn is relatively far, yeah. I don't know about this dispenser placement. I usually prefer having it in the corner. Maybe they want to back off a bit early. You see Dragon Slayer on the right there, instead of holding with his combo.
Yeah,
that's an interesting setup. Oh, no, he's gone back. Cool.
We're getting ready. Vinny is getting on the rock here. He'll be looking into the spawn. Tiro is far back. He's not gonna go out just yet. Fish and Foz marching forward. Maybe we'll be able to get something. Vinny's gets spotted out. Needs to get out by Leonio. Is gonna.
Sentry's already being spammed out super well by the
look at the protection that they have. Chano is just taking rockets and pills for it, as well as Master of Disasters just protecting it. But there's Foz going the bomb. Gets one rocket, 2 rockets, and the Dragon Slayer goes down. Sentry's down as well. Sage Luke with the team need to hold this, as the engineer is building up at level 1 right now. Carton's being slowly pushed in.
That was a very well done push by Xenon. You can see they didn't even try and take the right side. They probably realized they would be expecting them to drop down from right side like every other team. They just went in straight from main and sent a high bomb. And Foz going in again now.
Ooh, that 2 rockets onto Sage Luke, and Sage Luke actually is forced out here, and the melee coming out. Foz is already, well, acknowledged his defeat. Jedi Flamaster almost getting out with that jetpack of his.
That won them the first point. Foz definitely won them the first point there.
Oh, Leonio is working on that Netro Sentry. Might be able to get it. Deep Fried Monkey paying with his life. And Tiru, where's Tiru? Vinny!
Just got dropped by Vinny. Absolutely insane shot. I told you to look out for him.
Oh, Tiro's also the one who needs to look out for him, is now Master of Disasters all by himself almost, with Leonio trying to get from the side. He gets the kill. Now Sage Luke knows there's a spider. He can't heal anyone else. Netro is in a lot of trouble as well. And Chano finally getting that respawn of the teleporter. But the blue team here struggling actually to push this card forward.
They're managing to get the card pretty far forward without Chando contesting like he was trying. And the medic and demo get caught out. That means Blue are going to have a big advantage for the next point. Probably can cap it for free if they push full force now.
Iron Bomber coming out clutch as the blue team is already at 75%. Tiro is making sure that he has that Uber. Deep Fried Monkey is walking forward at Natasha. I'm not sure about the unlock yet, but
then
it's
he's
working
looking
out
for a
quite well.
sideline again on Tyrio.
Half health though. He needs to watch out. He might get the shot though.
I don't think he realizes he's alone yet.
Now Chando, Ding Dong King Kong also needs to get out. Foz is gonna catch him out of guard here. And the card's slowly being pushed to the second point without much protection from the red.
By the scout. That's very good. Well done by Shinobi there. He managed to get the Uber advantage back for his team.
Dragon Slayer here. And the demo class trying to spam out the enemies that don't have the Uber charge. And Sage Luke is in a nice, comfortable 50% advantage. Might be crucial in this third point hold as they are positioning themselves quite well behind that little crate that is impervious to damage.
Yeah, Xenon is doing well to hang back a bit because they know they have a disadvantage. They're just trying to get the card as far as they can right now and spam because that position Red is holding, it's not... Usually people just go to last from this point.
SRR may be able to get something, but look at this! Vinny gets another kill. Here is down, Stage Luke on 100%. He is not popping just yet. But look at this, he's popping. He needs to stop the card. The card is so close to the point here. Shinobi is getting on the card here, trying to DM that mini sentry. So annoying, he actually goes down. And courtesy to Kirik, who is playing that engineer class. He's maybe able to push it in. And he is.
Gets the spike cap. What a legend.
Absolutely insane here. Kirik actually not only DMing the scout out, but also going in. But Tiro, one more kill to the way of the red team here. SRR making sure the medic is not alive and healing the team. But the blue team here, Xenon, are hungry for blood. They need to do something. The card is slowly being pushed. Level 2 sentry. Sage Luke on low health. Might get jumped.
It's funny to see them committing after the card's already been capped. Very interesting actually. They're probably just waiting for the NG to set up behind.
You're here from the side, but look at this!
And Master getting...
Master! Yeah, going in, and then Foz just cleans up the kill. That's no medic.
Red team is completely wiped.
One person alive, that's complete wipe now. Look at this, Foz is claiming yet another kill to his name on a third kill streak, and now Deep Fried Monkey is leading charge here with Fish, and Foz Flamaster's also on the Vanguard. They're trying to basically block the enemy from leaving the spawn as the car is slowly being pushed to the last point. Doesn't look too good for SRR.
The red combo is trying to flank on the right side, and Vinny getting Tiro again. That's just plain disrespectful. The car's super close now. If they don't contest soon, they're just gonna lose. Like, this is a really good time for Vigil.
He is doing so amazingly well so far. I mean, he's kind of saving grace of his team right now. They need to do something about this situation. Card is dangerously close to the last point. There's a little ramp that he needs to get through in order to get pushed. And now, the medic with the sniper, Sting and Tiro are pushing the card. There's no one else to actually block it. Sage Luke is actually not healing anybody at the moment. Dragon Slayer solo on health.
The spam from Dragon Slayer. That's what's gonna save him right now.
Needs an arrow right now. He's low on health. He's calling for the medic channels here to help him out. But no, they're pushing hard, and it's just that, just like that.
That was just brute force. That was like nasty to see. The amount of aggression from Xenon, absolutely disrespectful.
Man, this was insane to see. They've been doing everything right. They lost Tiro a couple of times, and that's courtesy of Vinny, who was doing amazingly well on that. But in the end, Xenon didn't stop. They just kept pushing and throwing people at the cart, and SRR did not really have an answer to that.
It just worked. Like, they as soon as they got the sentry on first and they got the force, they just kept their momentum going from nearly the second point to last. Like, the only hold up they had was on third, and that as well, they managed to deal with it very well by getting that cap with the NG. It was, you know, it was
crucial.
a bit... Yeah, exactly. If they wouldn't have capped it then, who knows, they might have ended up in a stalemate. But interesting to see, they are doing basically the entire, the same first hold except for the telly being an escape telly. Probably for the medic, I'd imagine, so he doesn't get caught out like the SRR medic on first.
But now, it's SRR's time to beat the 5 and 25 seconds timer. Going from the flank once again. Seems that they're going through the flank on the cliff as well. Scott getting caught out. Vinny
going up to the medic. Gets the sap.
Behind Vilonio. Lonia's gonna get the demo, man. He's going still. Gets Master of Disguise. Finally getting caught by Chando. But Sage Luke is still at spawn. He's still safe and sound. So that suicide wave is not gonna, well, be too damaging to their momentum here. Chando's a lot of trouble right now. Gonna get back. But Cart finally is getting pushed by the blue team. SRR need to hurry up. They don't have that much time to work with.
Vinny here is playing way more passive than Stingan did on first. And I think that's actually smart, because Stingan did get a couple picks on first on offense, but Vinny knows how to hold those angles. He has a very CSGO kind of aim to him, I feel. Let's see if it pays off, if he manages to get the SVS, and he doesn't. Stingan with the aggressive peek gets Vinny.
That is crucial. He needs to do that because Vinny has been a big problem last round, and now he needs to kind of, well, take care of that moment. If they manage to take care of Vinny, I think it will be much easier for them to stop this. But Foss popping that conj, going really aggressive with Black Box. He has a lot of heals on his own. Chando's a lot of trouble as well. Gonna get DM'd by Kimo. Vinny finally claiming kill on him as well. The car is rolling back, actually. It's not
the Ubers are
here.
still equal, and the Sully's going on a flank on the right of the defending team with the medic, trying to get a force maybe.
But yeah, and then here Master of Disaster being pushing in with the back burner as well, but Medic's almost falling down to his death here. Sage Luke finally getting out. It looks like the demo's gonna pay with his life as well. Dragon Slayer 72 down for the count. Kirik is gonna lose his sentry though. That might be important. But Vinny going
for the...
And he does get the kill on Kimo, and he gets another on Jedi Flamus to that.
That was just a kill after one after another. Just Stingan, then... I told you, man, he turns up. He turns up when it matters. Like, he just cleaned up that first point for his team.
So dangerous, and I'm not sure what the red team here, Xenon, can do about him. I mean, the team is just pushing in right now to the spawn here. There's a teleporter exit by Kirik being far out there, and there's a level 3 center actually still with that spawn working out for them. They're still holding that position, but the car's being
can't
pushed.
Possibly hold second like this.
Ball's going in, trying to get the medic, but he gets a consolation prize. Oh, Kimo's going from the side and actually pistols down Sage Luke. Important pick for them. Important pick for him, but Tiro going down as well to Master of Disaster. Too many Masters on Pyros these days, as both medics are down for the count, and now Red Team is actually reclaiming that positioning on the second point is going to be crucial. Deep Fried Monkey is low in health.
I didn't think they could make it. They managed to actually retake some space using Chemo and just his smart gaming.
Well done by them, but the Chemo now, they're putting that level 3 sentry on the card. Oh, now we have a first kill.
That's amazing sentry placement. They just need to watch the right side that no one tries to flank them, otherwise that's I feel like that's where their defense is going to fall apart again. Because the sentry on the card there, it's crucial at the moment because of its positioning, but if they only keep attention to top and not right side, I think it opens them up to be to get flanked super hard.
SRR is losing their momentum, they're losing time as well. The clock is bleeding for them. Xenon has an amazing spot here. They cover those two choke points very well. Ding Dong Kong is actually gonna go down to the sentry. Now Sting him, takes down Chando with one pick. But now Red Team, look at this. Xenon, complete control of this situation, almost 100%, but so does have Sage Luke. They are in a bit of a trouble here. They can't really push through. There's a level 3 sentry guarding the spot. Think of something interesting and fresh. 1 minute and a half to go. It's not impossible if they just roll it through, but oh well. Time is going out for them.
Stingan gets Vinny again. I think the pressure is getting to him. But Stingan's
has been popped here. Both sides actually. Red one is a lot later. They tried to get something out of it. They were a bit scared of the sticky traps. They're gonna pay with his life. No, Kimo's still there, still attacking, but Chando rolled up. He may be able to get Deep Fry Monkey. He does go down there. And Kimo going down as well. That's a few picks, but no! Leoyo is just equalizing with a nice stab on the Sage Luke. No medic for the blue team again. Tiro on 20% alive and kicking. 1 minute to go, and I do not think SRR will be able to push it anymore.
Yeah, I'm not seeing this happening so much, but like, I feel blue needed to be way more aggressive as soon as they capped the first point, just to take that space. Because red defended using the sentry just outside their spawn. I feel they could have capped if they would have focused more on the cart and maybe less on spawn camping. Because they were just hiding in a pocket to the right of the red spawn, and they basically just waited for people to focus more on the cart till they could push out. And that didn't happen, so they just took the fight and kept getting better spawns and fighting them. That I think was what they could have improved on.
It's so disheartening to see because, I mean, this is getting kind of a dead time now. 3 seconds to go, and clearly Xenons are winning this first leg of the game. Well done to them for this first round, but honestly, it looked so well for SRR to just kind of, you know, they had the momentum going from the first point to the second. They were even spawn camping the red team for a little while, but that teleporter, that sentry level 3 kept up by Kirik in that barn, and then just setting it up on the cliff there, and even behind the cliff on this little shed area on the second point. That was insane. They had complete control over this point. They had everything they were doing, it was in their favor, and SRR just had no response to what they were doing.
Definitely, I can see Kirik's been doing a bunch of plays this game, like getting the spike up on third, and all these like really thought out sentry placements that you might not have seen other NGs do. Like he's not afraid to be more dynamic with the sentry placement, just moving it where it's needed at the moment. As well as you can see, the escape teleporter here is probably gonna really help with the meta getting out, like it did last time. I'm interested to see if Vinny's gonna try and change his positioning, pushing first this time, because Stingan just went for the really wide, aggressive peek on tracks and managed to get them first. Want to see maybe that'll change, and if they try and go main or right side, because right side didn't work too well for them on first.
SRR will have a go at the offense. That setup on the red side, just the same as they did last round. It worked out well for them, let out a lot of the clog. The Dragon Slayer's all by himself, just spamming the sentry, but now there is Jedi Flammaster protecting it from the spam. And look at this, Brass Beast onto Deep Fright Monkey.
Yeah, that's the kind of gimmicks I was warning you about, because he loves that kind of stuff. He had the thing with the Scottish Resistance for a while. He played with that. The blue team went for a sack wave or just a spam wave. They're not getting much with it. Ideally, I think they just want to force the medic, or at least to get some distract the team from not spamming the card, because they want to get the card as far as possible without exchanging.
Vinny has a sight line. He has a headshot. Nicely done. Now he has free range of trying to slap someone out of that nest that's built up there. The level 3 sentry is still alive.
Deep Fright Monkey going down to Vinny as well. He was just waiting to melt anyone on card there, and Vinny just disposed of him immediately. Red team
There's a sound from
now,
Totally Spies. But we're going in here, the blue team here. SRR actually dropping down Tiru. Vinny with a nice body shot, just playing out, kill up. Going on the first point, finally SRR finding that spot, but Kibo, whoa, going down as well. Vinny on that 4K, Leon is gonna go finally down there. There will be no red team.
Monkey going against an Ubered combo. That's not that's not ideal. Sage Luke managing to pop off this Uber. They get a few frags with it, so it's worth. But the medic, the Ubers are equal now.
Now Vinny, look how aggressive Vinny is. He's going with Church with the front, going on the flank, and gets a nice shot onto Foz. That's a 5k for him. He's still annoying, still alive, still killing
Vinny
people.
Looking for another shot through the shutter, maybe. Gets rushed by Chemo there.
Caught out there, but look at this. Once again, Xenon is just allowing, or SR is allowing Xenon to just reclaim that position there. And Leonio actually getting down Sage Luke is just crucial. Important pick for them. Tiro's a 60% advantage now. He's probably gonna get more. Leonio getting double, triple kill there. How is he doing this?
This is just as good as you used to see the old knife spies do, man. You don't get to see this so much anymore. But this reminds me a lot of Clown, if you remember him.
Yeah. Back in the day, and like then there's just the era of Ambassador, Revolver Spies, but now look at this. I mean, he's doing so much, Leonio. He's always alive. He's always somehow managing to get out of the situation, sticky spots, and he's still being an annoyance. And now Tiro has 100% Uber, Sage only 50.
And Xenon gets Vinny one more time. The sniper v sniper is going to be very interesting to look at the end of this game, because it's been very equal so far.
Xenon is just in complete control again of the same exact spot as we saw last round. And SRR are just struggling to find a spot they can squeeze themselves through. Sage Luke 80%, Hero is still 100. They will be keeping that Uber to counter pop whenever necessary, but Fish is so aggressive. Look at him. He's not scared of Dragon Slayer at all. He's not scared of Stinging at all either, or Vinny actually. And then it's just full supporting, popping that conch, going through the choke here. Vinny's just still scubby. He's looking for that medic pick.
That was a good shot by Vinny there. That's gonna matter a lot, I'll tell you why, because Fuzz is holding the side tunnel and Fish was holding main. Now Fuzz is out of position, but he's going back to side tunnel. As soon as one of the spam classes goes, that's where SRS should push, I feel. Now the Ubers are exchanged, and they're not getting much with it.
And Chano has actually managed to take down Deep Fried Monkey, but that's the only thing. Then after they're rotating onto the card, smart choice. Chano's getting a lot of spam on his face. There's a lot of red people as well, but nice distraction in the Defran. Yeah, Defran's just sapping the sentry. That might be very important. Flamaster trying to get down Sage Luke, but is being protected by the heavy weapons guy.
That was an amazing dry push after the exchange. That was very well done by Roboduckies.
Great and quick rotation is all they needed to get through that defense, and that just worked out. Now they're pushing to the third point. Red team is a little bit of a disarray. They need to group up together. Stinging is actually scoped out.
Vinny gets caught out there by the combo. Got a bit maybe too aggressive, or Xenon combo maybe a bit too dispersed. Trying to buy some time for the Renji to set up in the same spot that the other team set up before.
Dragon Slayer with Master of Disaster on the side, battling it out, trying to establish some kind of control of the flank, while the car is slowly being pushed by the Scout Shinobi. Going there, they have the Uber charge here, Sage Luke, 50% Uber advantage. They might be able to use it just yet. Look how far forward Tiru is. He has a few people to work with him, but Dragon Slayer needs to reload. Vinny's already there. He might be scoping
Tiru is in a great position to get caught out and have the whole combo just destroyed, like is about to happen right now, I feel.
Oh, one stick, two sticks. Oh, so many dodges, but the Fran is there to pick up
and the combo just gets wiped. Xenon's combo gets wiped. I feel like they should have been backed out to last a while ago. If they lose their NG here as well, it's going to be a big problem.
Now, they're pushing onto the third point actually. Very close to it. And there's no red team to stop this. Chemo is still trying to stop the enemy from making forward.
They're actually contesting. They could have gotten that. That would have been amazing to see.
Almost
but they're setting up again in a forward position like they did before.
I think it's a smart choice. Giving Kirik enough time to build up a level 3 and maybe move it forward. That's a good choice coming out of Xenon.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen NG's when the card's this far back, just put a sentry on the right side, just covering the whole flank area. That could really help. But it seems he's going for the vanilla placement and having the combo on the main spot, really, just on top.
Sage Luke with his team on the flank. 90% on him, just as much as Tiro does right now. Sting is still being a nuisance on the side, but he needs to rotate. Kemo's behind, he might get caught up. Luke out, and he does get a force. Now Dragon Slayer needs to get in. They need
That's
to get in.
That's gonna make a huge difference in the time.
Lamaster's getting caught out, but he stops
and
that
Tiro
Uber push.
uses on card.
I don't think he just used it because he had nothing to lose at this point. And Sage Luke is still alive, but so is the red team. They're holding that last point just as fine.
Fuzz getting Vinny. Is he gonna get Dragon? He gets Dragon Slayer as well. He's
still
just
alive.
Fuzz and Chemo on the flank are just an amazing combo, to be honest. They just work so well together. They've been playing together for ages.
And just like I said, Chemo and Fa is amazing, and that black box with the conch is doing so well, but the cart is being pushed. Level 3 sentry going down. They're going for the heavy. They're gonna get the Tiro as well, going into his full force. Shadow is leading the helm here. Cart is being pushed by almost everyone. There's no one from Xenon team to stop it from being pushed into the last, and that's 7 minutes and 8 seconds to the side of SRR.
That was a very nice last push. It was basically just tank your heavy, let him do as much damage as he can. And people who don't focus heavies enough with that press W, that becomes a problem. You can just deal a lot of consistent damage, being complemented by other spam classes and anyone who can shoot anything basically. It's just you don't notice, but you just get melted eventually.
So,
Very
do you
nice
think that quick repush, that quick dry push out of the Uber exchange on the second point is the way to go through it? Because it is so narrow, and there's just so few ways you can get through, that I think it's the only way to kind of get this point moving. Because if the enemy team, the red team, sets up that level 3 in that good rock spot or on the shed area, it's very difficult to push it in.
What I would do is just like either try and coordinate this up with the Uber push, so you can get rid of the sentry in the first second of the Uber, or just go for an exchange and try and have them use first, so you can push better afterwards. But that situation I feel just sort of rolled into their hands. It kind of fell apart for Xenon.
Once again, look at this. Going from the left side here, blue team, Xenon is gonna go not through the cliff. I think they deemed it like it's a bit too dangerous to go through. Vinny taking down Fish.
Vinny taking out the demo and Stinger. Amazing
in.
shots by Vinny. He's turned on again.
2 picks off for him. Kimo's also dying to a sticky trap on the flank.
The front going for a stab on Monkey. Gets the stab.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. This first wave is definitely dismantled, but Xenon is not stopping just yet. Fish is just putting out so much damage.
The defending team is doing much better now, focusing the cart on first. That was their downfall on the first match, I feel.
But look at this thing against Sage Luke with a body shot, fully scoped in, goes for the flank, no one noticed him, and he just gets to drop. That's so important. Now Xenon is out of their gates, going through with Tiro. Now he needs to watch out for the enemies to pop out. He pops early, that's safe bet here. Going for the sentry, Netro is gonna go down, surely. And the card is slowly being pushed now. The red team is caught off guard. They don't have anyone to work with them. Dragon Slayer going down there. Netro needs to get out as well, but he gets picked off by Sting in. And now Xenon, full force in. First point is definitely theirs.
They're gonna keep their aggression here, and Ding Dong Kong pops the conch there, and that kind of stops the demo from advancing, but they're gonna come back in now. If they keep the aggression on this second point, can cap it like with it. The defending team should have backed out as soon as they lost the medic. They should have just left the Sully to force the medic. It wasn't good how they lingered there too far. That kind of lost them second point as well, I feel.
Now they lost the second, they lost the second point. Sage looks actually going down. They tried to pull off Xenon, try to hold that second point, which is so difficult to push. And as a result, they lost all the players now. They need to get out. And Tiru, 100% advantage over Sage Luke. Not many players to work with. And Giant Flamaster still behind, being a nuisance, trying to find some kind of a kill, and now he's just causing distraction. The Dragon Slayer, low health, getting damaged by Fish. Well done, well jumped there. Tiro's on 100%. He can pop at any time.
Going for a super aggressive peek. Nearly gets the medic there.
Can't do it just really. I mean, he's not afraid. Now he's gonna get pushed out of by Dragon Slayer and the soldier there. But there's not much that can be done. Flamaster going down, Foz as well, Leonio all going down, but the card is slowly being pushed into this third point. And finally,
I don't understand why they're holding there so much, because they can't actively contest the card. It's just like not the right angle to stop the card from moving forward. And Master goes in there with a force. That's gonna be huge. That's gonna make a difference.
Shadow solo health here. Sage actually pops Uber to save his heavy. Going in on the card, he may be able to stop it just yet. No, he does not! He gets pushed away by Flamaster. And now Chando's gonna get stabbed by Leonio. That is to be expected. Sage looks all by himself! Gonna get all out!
Is he gonna juke it? He manages to get out. Sage Luke manages to get out, and Tiru doesn't have any Uber. The Ubers are equal at the moment. That's... You know what? That's workable. They can do this actually. 4 minutes on this last point isn't that far-fetched.
Oh, but the front almost getting Deep Fried Monkey, getting caught out by Chemo. 3 times on the card at all times now. Deep Fried Monkey quite far forward than Natasha. He's not doing much damage, but he's definitely slowing down enemies. And now both medics at the same Uber charge. We might see a dry push coming out of the blue team.
The defending team here has a setup on the right side, which is good, considering they might want to keep their Sully and Scout more further forward on the right, so they can fall back to the sentry. That's gonna be a very good hold on the right side, but I feel it's gonna make... The combo's gonna be missing a lot of damage from the sentry on card, I feel.
Yeah, Deep Fried Monkey is like getting pushed out there. He does not have the heals here. Hero, 100%. Stage Luke just as much. Now they're pushing with that conch going in. Full Uber charge, trying to get that speed off.
Tyros flashes the spy there.
But that's just no harm done. Tyro now actually wasting that Uber on nothing. That's a great outpush by the red team. I think it was very important for them to just kind of buy the time they need right now. And that sentry is still up and running. Leonio might be looking into just sapping it right now. Going in the behind, he gets spotted out by the scout. He's still alive. Master
He's gonna go for the most obvious decloak spot right next spawn, and it nearly works. That would have been huge. That would have made a huge difference. I think Sage just needs to buff everyone up now and not worry too much about the Ubers, because he really can't make the difference right now. He needs to wait for either a pick or for them to spam. They're actually breaking in on the right side here. Deep Fried Monkey spamming the sentry.
Gets Vinny. Important pick there on the last point. Vinny's just such a problem now. Stinger has free reign on sniping anyone he wants.
And Chandler playing solo heavy on the right side there against the flank. Gets
quite
chemo.
Well. Ooh, yeah. Nice arrow there on him as well. He's alive.
Fuzz getting the sentry with Leonio.
Oh, but look at this, cards being pushed. Now they just spread out on both flanks. Uber has been popped on the point here. Sage Luke does not have his yet. It looks quite grim for them. Deep Fried Monkey Fish going in, just spawn camping the team.
If Red don't get frags right now, the game's over. It's just as simple as that. They need to get frags because they just kept getting destroyed. They don't focus enough damage on a single target.
Our team is down now. The engineer tried to jump on the point, but Xenon just says no to that, and that's 2-0 to the way of Xenon. Even though SRR managed to wake up in the second round, in the end, Xenon just was always one step ahead of them, claiming their victory in the week 7 of UGC season 25.
That was actually an awesome game to watch, because a lot of these guys, you know, for example, Master, Foz, they were on my first team ever. And it's just awesome to see how they're still playing and fragging super hard like they did back then. And just like, the teams are so equal. And these teams have always been Masters teams and Xenon. Like, whenever we needed an equal scrim, we would scream Xenon, and it would always like come out 50-50. So it was interesting to see how this would end up.
Like you said, Vinny definitely doing a lot of work. He's been such a menace to the enemy team. SR like had Stingen, and Stingen was doing pretty damn well trying to counter snipe him. But the problem was Stingen was so focused on counter sniping Vinny that even though he was getting other kills as well, he was too preoccupied with trying to take down the enemy sniper, and I think it just kind of like slowed his kill streak from doing slowing down his amount of kills. But looking at the logs right now, and I don't think it's much of a surprise that Vinny is top scoring with 18 kills here.
Yeah, he's been utilizing the sightlines very well and holding strong angles that he's going to expect the combo to peak, and the Stingan's just going like super aggressive peaks, and that works for him a lot on CP maps and stuff. But on payload, you really just gotta hold those angles super hard, and that's what Vinny did, and it worked out very well. As well as you can see that damage per minute, besides the kills, he just manages to create a lot more... well, not so much on the first round, they had very equal damage. But still, if you look at the second round as well, you can see there's a big difference. I think Stingan got a bit shook up by the first round against Vinny.
I'm just looking at it right now, like the second round difference is just 10 kills, and that's a lot when it comes to snipers, because snipers are supposed to just take picks. Whatever the pick is, you know, just weaken the enemy team, and if one is too preoccupied about the other sniper, then the other sniper just has that mental advantage over the first one and can just do whatever they want. And even if they get sniped, that's okay, because they just go in and try to get the medic again and again, and it worked out perfectly. I mean, Stingen did have an amazing drop on the first, which allowed SR to get out the first spawn. That was the second round in the beginning, and that was great. But at the same time, he's just too worried about Vinny going a little bit too off the hook, and that kind of in the end hampered his ability to headshot and scope in. So I think the sniper battle was in his favor of Vinny, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. He did lose a bit of confidence, as well as the entire enemy team was kind of shook up, feeling from the first round. I think they weren't spamming as much on the second round. You can see the difference in damage was immense between like the classes on blue and red. Like Fish did get most damage on second round, but other than that, red team has almost entirely more damage. And it's just they were playing a lot more aggressive Xenon, and they weren't afraid to get shot. They weren't afraid to push sniper sidelines together, and that's what made the difference. I feel they had confidence in their teamwork and their cohesion.
I'm definitely gonna be looking forward to seeing Xenon play even more, because I like the cohesion. They play quite well together. They have the right people on the right classes. This map was in their bag. I mean, they were holding that second point so amazingly, and only because SR managed to get through under after that push, just kind of catch them off guard, was the only reason why they had to let that second point go. But we'll be wrapping this one up with the victory of 2-0 over SRR to the way of Xenon. I'm gonna use this time to give a couple of shout-outs, for ourselves. As you probably know, we do have available merchandise to purchase from the store on KritzKast. Who's gonna be working those links in the chat. Some amazing-ass designs, cool colors. There's a pink hoodie as well, which...
I'm actually buying the pink hoodie as we speak.
It looks so damn good, man. It's a Crockett hoodie, and it looks awesome. And it's not that expensive either. It's from Teespring, so you know where it's coming from. You also can check out our Patreon if you feel like just supporting us directly. You can always just subscribe to the channel as well for those sweet emotes, lol HL and all that stuff. And of course, if you're thinking that you can cast much better than I do, you can always just apply and become a caster of KritzKast. There's some nice perks coming with it. One of them just having the access to Wiethoofd and Aggro, which are amazing people, and I love them to death. As well as just don't go anywhere from KritzKast at all, because we will still be bringing you a lot more HL action. We're actually going to be casting the Nations Cup, which is sixes on site with TF2 that's going to be happening this summer. There's also season 25 UGC that will be going to be continuing this season, and the season 16 of ETO coming up soon. All that will be covered here on KritzKast with us, but that is enough of shilling. My name has been Jake. Today with me is none other than the lovely DVS, providing that amazing insight. That was awesome, man.
Thanks, dude. It was really fun being on here. I never casted at, a level of, having a production and stuff. So it was fun to try it out. Had a lot of fun. It was a great game to watch. Quick shout out to Austin, to Kusuki, and Firefly, and of course my boy Redwood. Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It was a lot of fun.
Problem. Thank you very much for watching as well, and well, keep updated on our Twitter account as well for anything that comes up. We'll let you know as soon as we know. Take care, guys.
Hi, old beaver! Away!